So this is day 9, and what am I thinking? The AI to create the quiz kind of didn't work out the way that I would have expected it to work out. It's really hit and miss. So I've learned about Google Gemini gems, and that's like tailored instructions to try to get the consistent results. And I was playing with that, and I still wasn't getting consistent results with the quiz. So I tried to create a quiz through artificial intelligence, and like I said, hit and miss. Some quizzes are really awesome. I think quizzes more than 10 problems or with 10 items probably kind of throws it for a loop. It starts to logic badly. So I was expecting to have a quiz today, but I didn't. But my students didn't seem to mind. We kind of moved forward on today's lesson with a new song. We were using Bruno Mars. Now we moved on to Taylor Swift and her Shake It Off. And we are just kind of going over the chorus. You know, haters want to hate, players want to play. And that seemed to be entertaining. There was a good lesson that I wasn't planning on for the word cause. Because she says, cause the haters versus cause, like what causes a situation to happen. So that was a nice little mini lesson I got to put in there. And then I would say that the class was very engaging. I gave them time to talk among themselves. Every time I have a song come in, I always have related questions. So this time I had questions related to both Shake It Off and Billionaire. So one of the questions was, how do you shake off a bad mood? And that was pretty cool to see them engage in those kind of reasonings. I also asked, what do you want so freaking bad? Because Bruno Mars, in his question, so freaking bad, right? So to kind of get that colloquial is in there. And that also worked really good. The pronunciation I see is improving, which is great. Obviously, there are going to be students who shine more than other students. But in the online part, so on my LMS, I see the activity slowing down. So I need to do something a little bit more urgent because the online activity is actually falling down, and I cannot have that. I mean, these classes, even though they're 4 hours in a week, they need to be practicing out of the class. So trying to keep that motivation up. And of course, I was thinking that the AI was going to help me with that, and it probably can. But I need to be a little bit more intentional in how I'm building the homework. Because, again, a lot of people just kind of stopped doing it. It was like, okay, just as important as coming to class. Now, I would say the class attendance is great. Class attendance is off the chart. But the outside participation, I need to figure out how to motivate that better. And really, I really hit a roadblock with trying to, okay, this is the part that's frustrating. You're almost there. It's doing what you want, and then all of a sudden it messes up. That's what's happening with the AI. I was like, okay, I'm going to tailor it. I'm going to give it specific instructions, and it didn't even follow the instructions correctly. I would say most of the time. Now, when it did, beautiful. But when it didn't, man, frustrating. And I'm trying to avoid programming and looking into the code that it's writing. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. So would I, as a teacher who doesn't know how to code, go the route I'm going? No, I wouldn't. I think if you're messing with code, you should know some code. And definitely be able to discern, to debug it. You have to be able to debug it. So I can't with a clear conscience say, hey, doing things this way is the way to go. But as a programmer, and you love programming, I'm almost there. It's like I hit a stumbling block, but I'm almost there. And I can see that the interactiveness of the quizzes that it generates, really advanced. And I can actually show you another example when I get home. And what I plan on doing to fix this roadblock. So that's all for today's class. Like I said, I'm going to call this a win, although the energy was not as high as it usually is. They were still very productive, and the class was full. Yep. Bye.